So anyway, I met this musician the other day and I asked him, hey, I hear some of you musicians can play music by ear. That must be really hard when you're playing drums. Oh. So, I heard about these Freemasons, and I needed a wall, so I called them up and I said, "Hey, can you build me a wall for free, Masons?" And they were like, "No, we don't even build walls." And I was like, "What the hell does a Freemason do if you don't build walls?" And then they went into this big whole ritual thing about stuff where they believe in God, but they don't really. They know the secrets. They know the secrets. They're not dumb like some of you humans are. I can't believe some of you actually believe in God. Yeah, right. So, what do you guys got going on out there? What y'all doing this night? Tomorrow's my mom's birthday. Yay! Nobody's gonna watch me. Nobody's even stopping. So I'm gonna talk Dr. Doom. And I don't know if I'm gonna like what's happening in this new direction that Marvel's going. It's kind of bananas. You know what I mean? Well, they like to trick us. Marvel does. They haven't been doing it a lot like they had been before in the little previews and stuff. But it's one of those things where it's just gonna get crazier and crazier. If they would have stuck to the original plan, I think things would have been great. But no, they had to try to cater to individual groups, and that's not what made it big. What made it big was creating a story that continues with the new players. But they got to end it. I was like, oh, hey, did you see how good Black Panther did? Let's start doing other genres and try to make more money. Let's make more money. But I digress. Woo. Woo, woo. Let's talk about, I don't know. Someone give me a conversation. We'll start talking about it. You know, one thing I don't like is animal testing. They really like to torture dogs and monkeys and chimpanzees. You know, no one's closer related to humans than chimpanzees. I understand medically that works pretty good, but hell, humans will even experiment on other humans. That's so weird. What's wrong with you guys? Oh, well, you'll kill yourselves off eventually, and then we'll just take over. That's the plan anyway. We're aware of Planet of the Apes. We know what, we're just waiting our time. We'll get there. We'll get to a point where you will no longer spank the monkey, but the monkey will spank you. I stole that from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Sorry, but it's the truth. One day, chimpanzees will take over the world. It's inevitable. Nothing you can do about it. Just like the sun dying out or the entire universe spreading out into entropy. It's inevitable. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Nobody wants to say anything to me. Nobody wants to contradict what I have to say or have any comments. So I had a cousin that was in the circus, I'm really against those. Those are horrible. Some of the, especially the elephants, they really treat them bad. I hate zoos and I hate circuses. Wait, what's this? Oh man. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh. Well, that was itching pretty good. Yummy. I'm sorry I don't have enough to share with everybody. But, there's no one out there. There's some people watching, but they're not saying anything. They're like, what the fuck is up with this weirdo? Oh. So, what else can we talk about? Let's talk about this Natalie, what was her name? Natalie something. I can't remember her last name. I don't know. Yeah. She's like Donald Trump's concubine or something. Hell, I didn't even think Donald Trump got an erection anymore. Or at least not medically, medicinally induced erections anyway. Well, who knows? He might have one of those penis pumps put in. Those rich people do some weird shit. He doesn't, I don't think he has sex for sexual, I think he's just a dominance type guy. He doesn't really, he's not into the finish. He's more into the, no. He's a weirdo. I've heard some stories about this guy. Hi, Carrot. Hold on, let me see. Where's my... Karen, Baron. How you doing? I hear one of the cats. They might make an appearance in this video, so bear with me. There might be a cute kitten video or a cute kitten appearance in a little bit. So anyway, what else can we talk about? You think this is real? You think we live in a simulation? I do. There's just too many things. Every time science says, oh, hey, this is this or this is that, it's like, how can any of this be real? So you got an atom. Atoms make up everything. That's why you can't believe them. Oh, man. Can't lose that. So, anyway, I can't remember yeah, atoms. You got an atom. And then like 99.999% of this atom is empty space. It's like, what? What? You got this electron, neutron, and proton, and they're all just... I'm like, wait a minute. What's causing that? What makes that happen? What powers that? Where's it getting? And you break down an atom, you can make a nuclear bomb. And that's a lot of energy for one little atom. Why can't we take that energy and use it somehow? That seems like a plausible thing. I don't know. Anyway, then you go even further and further, and everything's just more and more space in between everything else. So basic, and then none of that stuff is like just solid. It's all moving around little tiny particles, and they're not photons. Now, not all photons are light. Some photons are like X-rays, radio waves. Those are photons, and those will travel just as fast as light does. So what? What? I don't know. You got your double slit experiment where when you predict, oh, this should happen because the light is going to spread a certain way, and it doesn't do that, and you're like, wait a minute, why isn't it doing that? And then you go and check, and then when you do a fine detail of why it's doing that, when you observe the actual event happening, all of a sudden it starts doing it. It's like, oh shit, they're watching us. Turn it on, make it work. So weird. So weird. There's lots of things that can't be explained, but we still try. And I'm afraid you'll find out. Maybe you won't. But hopefully it'll all come out in the end. It'll all come out in the wash, as I used to hear when I was an electrician. Yeah, I used to work for Bananas as an electrician. It was a fun gig, but had to get out of that racket. But I didn't have to. I was forced to. I got caught smoking marijuana and by the police. I got arrested, and then when I came into work, they were like, "No, we can't have pot smokers working here." Meanwhile, everybody was getting drunk off of work and getting DUIs and stuff. But that's okay, because that's legal stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much about anything anymore. I'm just a chimpanzee trying to be a good pastafarian. And I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I don't think so. But this world, pretty sure, is doomed. For humanity, anyway. Like I said, once humans are gone, everything will go back. You ever seen the rainforest, the jungles down in South America? That all used to be thriving metropolises. Millions of people living there. Cities. As far as you can see. Once they were gone, the jungle took it back. The jaguar. The vines, the roots, everything. It just took it over. Nobody knew about. Half that stuff we were like, oh, hey, there's something here. And then now they got those satellites with LiDAR. And they could just scan across the ground and go, oh, hey, look, there's some kind of structure right here. Usually when there's a drought, it helps find those things, because that the moisture that's gathered around those rocks and stuff will create a better environment for grasses and stuff to grow, and it'll, during a drought, you'll see, oh, hey, look, there's an outline here. What's under there? But yes, I am. Oh, I'm glitching, huh? I got bad service. I'm not very. It doesn't have a good. I don't have good service here. Sorry about that. I don't know. How bad is the glitching? Can someone tell me? Maybe I'll just record stuff and then play it later. How's everybody doing out there tonight? W? But anyway, I'm excited for tomorrow. My mom's 80th birthday. 80 years. I can't wait. We're going to eat at a barbecue restaurant. She likes the place. It's I haven't been there in a long time, but they usually serve pretty good. It's just that with this economy right now, it's so expensive. I prefer to cook my own food at home. It is 2:21 in the morning. I just got up a little while ago. I have a weird schedule. I work a night shift, or actually it's a third schedule shift. And it throws me off big time. So basically throughout the week I get no sleep whatsoever, and I try to catch up on the weekends. Luckily, I got 3 days to do it in. Friday, it's usually trash. I usually don't get to do nothing Friday. Sometimes I'll come home. If I got something planned, I'll come home, take me a nap. Then I'll take some hydroxycut and boom, I'm out there doing stuff. But I have to have that planned. I can't just do things on the fly. I'm not spontaneous like that. I have to be prepared. I have responsibilities I got to make sure are taken care of before I just willy-nilly just go out and do stuff. I've got 3 cats, 1 dog, and 8 chickens, 2 roosters, and 6 hens. And they are making some eggs. I got 9 eggs today. That means 3 of them are putting out 2 eggs a day. Good God. Which one is that? All the ones that I've seen are pretty bad. They like kill kids and ask you to like kill everybody and just take the little girls for your own. It's weird stuff, man. Why would you want to follow a god like that? Us chimps, we don't have a god. Our god is don't die, eat bananas, and pick your butt and smell it. Which reminds me. Ooh, that's some good stuff. You want to smell? One day they'll invent smell-o-vision, but it'll be after humans have gone. Us chimpanzees will do it. We'll take all your stuff and go, hey, we'll do it better. And we'll have stories and stuff we'll tell about you guys. And people will be like, what? There was no such thing as humans. That's ridiculous. They had no hair. They were completely naked. One cat and 2 dogs. All right. At one time, I had, it was a mess. I had 5 dogs, and 1 got pregnant. That pregnant dog had 8 puppies, and I couldn't find nobody to take them in, so I had 13 dogs. I didn't have no cats at that time. I did have some chickens. I did have some issues with some of those dogs killing some of my chickens, and at some point in time, I stopped having chickens because I just had to focus in on those 13 dogs. One of them had epilepsy, and I had to give him medicine to keep him from having epileptic seizures. And it was really sad because he was a good dog. He was a really good dog. His name was Jethro Ignatius Knight, or for short, I'd call him Jedi Knight. And just call him Jed, really. Papa Jed, since he was the daddy of those 8 puppies. Really weird. He was he had the border collie colors, but I think he was what they call a Russian bear dog. And, or at least partially, because his offspring had a lot of that traits. One of his puppies had this curly tail that went in a perfect circle, and it just stayed like that all the time, curled up. Whoop. She would wag it, the thing would stay in a curl and wag like that. When I took her to the vet to get her fixed, the vet was like, what kind of dog is she? And I told her she's a mix. I don't know. And I told her what, the parents were. And she was like, because that tail, even when she was under anesthesia, it stayed curled up. It didn't relax or nothing. She goes, usually they'll relax, but that stayed curled up. She said, that's a sign of a certain breed. And the only ones I could find, there was a couple of dogs, but the Russian bear dog was one that has a tail like that. So that just emphasized my thought on the origin of the dog's genetics. But he was a really good dog. He loved Frisbees. I'd take him out to the pond. We had this little spot is about 5 foot over the water. I'd throw the frisbee out, and he would run out there and jump it, catch in the air, and land in the water, then spit it out and come running up there. So I had to have a stack of frisbees. He wouldn't bring them back. He just wanted to jump out there and catch them. But it wasn't just frisbees. I could throw a stick up. He just liked jumping. And he wanted an excuse. He's like, he would sit there and bark at me. Now, if I'd throw something, he'd chase after it. I'm like, just jump. If you want to jump in the water, just jump. Don't make me have to throw something every single time. But I miss those times. They were good times. That was a good dog. I miss Jed. He was a really, really good dog. He's buried out by the pond next to where we used to play all the time. Next to his dog buddies he had at the time. One was Mercedes. She was a giant Great Dane. A buddy of mine couldn't take care of her no more, so I brought her in. And she was a great dog. She was really a good dog. I miss her too. And then Moo Moo. Mew Mew. Moo Lee. I called her Moo Moo for short. Moo Lee is what I was told was a Indian word for mushroom. And when I got Moo Lee, I found her on the side of the road. She was somebody had dumped her and her siblings, and all of them were dead except for her. And I brought her home, and I was like, you don't have to worry about nothing no more. I got you. You're my doggy now. And she was a really good dog. I miss that dog. Uh-oh. Talking about dogs too much. Here comes my kitty. Come here, Tabby. Y'all about to see a cat. Tabby. You want to be on the camera? Everybody wants to see you. They're all like, hey, we want to see the kitty. Come here, Tabby. She says she may make an appearance. We'll see. But yeah, I didn't intentionally get cats. I was just going to work one day, and I was like, oh, crap, I almost stepped on that kitten. Wait, where'd that kitten come from? I don't have cats. And I found these 4 little pathetic kitties, and I didn't think they were going to live. Their mama looked pretty healthy, but those kittens were in bad shape. I thought they had mange, but it turned out they had ringworm, which in turn gave me ringworm. And that's a bitch. You get ringworm, especially during summertime, and you work in the heat. Oh, my God. You don't want that ringworm. It sucks. But peroxide, a peroxide treatment, and there's over-the-counter topical stuff. But really, if it's bad, you got to go to the doctor. You got to get a doctor and get a special antibiotic that you take orally. Bloop, and that'll get rid of that ringworm. But, well, come here. Yeah, there's Tabby. Say hi, Tabby. Hi, everybody. Now, well, my cat says it's time for me to go, so I'll have to check y'all out on the flip side. And like I always say, life is bananas. Hang in there. Y'all have a good night.